Susan.
Hi,
Um,
Korenna.
yeah, I'm so glad to have you here. You are the first AOC Journeyer for AOC 13 that I'm going to introduce to the community.
Oh, great.
So some of the people may have gotten here directly from our newsletter where they got to read like what I like to call your little baseball card stats about like
Yeah.
age and where you grew up and like favorite movie quotes and stuff like that. So some of them may have read those and then clicked through to learn more about you. And some people might not get our newsletter but might follow our YouTube channel. So they might be just like this is their first introduction to you.
Yeah.
But like so and I'll forgive me if you've watched some other videos you're hearing this again, but so we have four AOC journeyers for people to follow this year. We have Susan and your husband Dan. So this will be the first time we're like following a couple in their
Mm,
journey. So I'm excited about that, and I'd love to hear a little
yeah.
from you. And then we have Jorge, who is our youngest of our journeyers, and he is I think he's originally from Mexico City. I don't know where he lives in Mexico right now, but it's like so he's originally from Mexico City. And then we'll have Eric, um, who is another one of our AOC journeyers. And he's all over the place. Like he's lived in Colombia recently, and then he's like all up and down California and Florida and all over the place. And so we'll have four AOC journeyers, I think like from, late 20s to mid 50s. And you are the only woman we'll be following this year.
Mm, lucky me.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is like you're taking a stand for women in the playing field, which is funny because, historically I've been, one of the only women leaders in all of the
Yeah.
schools. So I don't know what it is about. But we tend to have more men
Yeah,
than
that's strange because women are supposed to be more verbal and like want to talk more, and this is all about talking and listening and
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, it's always been fascinating to me. I think even in your cohort, I think there's more male-bodied students than female-bodied
Hmm.
students and female-identifying students in your cohort, and that
Hmm.
has been true. It's at least even, if not heavy, tipping towards male for the last like 3 to 5 cohorts. So personally, I find it a little bit encouraging that men are seeking out this type of deep relationship,
Absolutely.
communicating, personal growth.
Yeah.
And so I'm here for it, but
Yeah.
it does leave you as the sole representation of the feminine in our journey.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. And so I want to turn the mic over to you, Susan, just like anything you want to share, like what can help any of our community members know, like what they can count on you for or what they might expect from you as we follow your journey over these years, or like what you're hoping to get out of the journey, and so how they might be listening or relating or looking forward to hearing your check-ins. What would you like to just share to introduce yourselves and kind of connect a little bit
Yeah.
to our community?
Um, so Dan and I heard about circling through John Vervaeke.
Mhm.
And we checked it out and thought that it would be a really good way to improve our communication as a couple. Um, so many times when we have a conflict, it's because we're not really with the other person's experience and
Mhm.
we just want the other person to hear what's going on with us instead of being with their side. And so we thought it would be a really helpful tool for communicating in our relationship. In addition, it also felt like a really good tool for talking to everyone,
Mhm.
friends, family, um, people we're learning and growing with. And yeah, so we were really, really interested in what's different about this approach from just like active listening or, what they teach you in psychology classes. And we did the Explore weekend, and that was like eye-opening for for us in terms of, like I said, with handling conflicts with each other. So since that weekend, we've been able to slow down and instead of trying to like fix or change the other person, we're trying to understand them, other person more. Um, and then we went on a retreat, the Real to Real retreat
A
with
reconnect
John,
retreat.
Vervaeke and Guy.
Mhm.
And we did a whole bunch of relational practices, and circling was one of them. And Guy was just so masterful at his circling approach that Dan and I were like, how do I get me some of that? He's got magic. And yeah, so we got back and we talked about signing up for the year-long training, and here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess what you can expect from me is a lot of tears. My husband likes to say that I cry when the spirit moves through me.
Hmm.
Um, and it's often when there's something really vulnerable that I'm sharing or that somebody else is sharing,
Hmm.
um, or when something just feels really true or beautiful or good,
Yeah.
capital letters.
Yeah. I can really relate to that. I like to say that similarly, like I cry whenever I feel moved, touched or moved,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I'm just gonna cry. Whether
Yeah.
I'm proud or whether I'm like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna cry.
Yeah.
So I love that. We can count that for you. And then what I've had the privilege of experiencing is like how dedicated you are to bringing the tools and the skills and the practices that you're learning within the circling training out into your life, not just with your husband Dan, but with your friends,
Yeah.
with your family members.
Yeah.
So I'm it's funny, I got goosebumps saying that. Like I'm so looking forward to you sharing anecdotes about uh, you know, how you're bringing these skills and tools out into the wild, into real life. Because so
Yeah.
often people will ask us, like, okay, well, like you teach this formal like model and this like practice of circling, but like how do I apply that in the real world? And so like
Yeah.
I've already had the privilege of like that of learning from your explorer experience of how you're already doing that. And so I'm really excited for our community members that they're going to get, several more months worth of you
Yeah.
sharing how you're taking the tools and the skills and the practices that you're learning in this container into your real life.
Yeah. And there's a couple tough nuts in my life that I'm like, well, how am I gonna even begin to do this with some of these tough people? Um, yeah, my older sister is one of them. I just have never had a deep conversation with her, and she doesn't seem open to it. So I'm hoping that over the course of the next year, I can take these little things that I can interject into our ordinary conversation and like amplify it. Even just like 2%, like that would be a gift.
Yeah, like baby
Yeah.
steps. Yeah,
Yeah.
even just
Mhm.
a tiny sliver deeper. So
Yeah.
it'd be really rewarding. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I have the privilege of knowing that you were a teacher at one point. Was it?
Yeah, I taught for 27 years in public school in New Jersey. And boy, do I wish I had done this training before I became a teacher or while I was a teacher. It would have made me such a better listener, so much more compassionate to my students. Um, yeah, and my colleagues. Um, yeah, that was a really great but really difficult time in my life. A lot of stress about, you know, everybody has stress, but a lot of stress just over the success of my students and, how it reflected on me or not.
Mhm.
And yeah, a lot of like perfectionism patterns come up and yeah, feeling responsible for everybody. But I think if you're a teacher out there,
Yeah.
you should do this training.
Right. Well, yeah, and I'm so looking forward to like the teachers in our community being able to kind of like vicariously learn from and relate to you because that is a difficult and stressful job,
Yeah.
thankless in so many ways. And
Yeah.
like being a teacher, like your responsibility often way outweighs your power.
Yeah.
And the things that you are expected to do or be expected to handle often way outweigh your training.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so, yeah, it's funny. I'm looking forward to that and like having you represent like teachers
Yeah.
and bridge that gap too.
Fortunately, we've been able to retire pretty early, comparatively, and we're living our best life on a lake in Maine, and yeah, we're just really blessed to live in such a beautiful place.
Yeah. Well, terrific. Anything else, Susan, you want us to know about you or about your journey or what you're looking forward to in this journey before we say goodbye to our community for today?
Um, I think just that my vulnerability and my love for others really comes out in this kind of setting.
Mm.
And people tell me that they feel seen and heard by me.
Mm.
Um, yeah. And I'm also silly. Like Dan calls it silly Susan. So hopefully I'll get some people to laugh too.
There'll be, possibly a comic relief element, and
Yeah.
funny, like, um, yeah, I've that's been my experience with you as well. Of like you can find the humor in things, and like for me and being with you, like it actually like I notice my nervous system relax, and like almost look forward to like no matter what we're talking about, or even when we touch on the hard things, like there's always this element of humor, or you can find like even if it's dark humor, or you can find the silliness, or you can find the joy, or you can find like what's worth laughing about. Yeah, there's something that's like really comforting for me in that of like, yeah, it doesn't always have to be so serious. Like even if it was painful and it was like, and then this is the funny part.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that about you. I'm glad you remembered to name that for our community.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, and I'm so looking forward to being on this journey with you and to get to delve into your experiences as we spend this next year together.
Yeah. And I feel the same way about you too, Korenna. I really enjoy our time together.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That
Yeah.
feels good, Stephen.
Yeah.
All right, darling. So let's leave our community wanting more.
Yeah.
That's your introduction to Susan, and you can look
Check in.
to yeah, you
Check me
can look
out.
forward to hearing like ahas and anecdotes and like trials and tribulations from her growth process. She's gonna what are they like, peek behind the curtain or like open the kimono, whatever metaphor works for you.
Yeah.
She is volunteering as tribute to like let you have an inside scoop on her journey through the Art of Circling program this year.
Come check me out.
Thanks.